In today's video, we're checking out the Hyatt Centric at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. We'll look at the rooms, the amenities, as well as things nearby to check out and do. Big favor before we dive in is to give this a thumbs up, and if you are new, consider subscribing. Come on in and welcome to the renovated executive suite. It is pretty large. You have this whole welcome area, which is the suite side, which has a couch, TV, and seating. Let's do the couch test. Pretty comfortable, but it is slanted towards the middle, which is interesting. Okay, that might be because it's a pull-out bed. Great if you have kids or maybe a player 3 friend along the way. Right behind me here is a wall with nothing, so I do feel like they could add some more artwork here or something to make it a bit more decorative. The wallpaper is interesting. It kind of reminds me of an old lighthousey vibe or like a house on the cliff. Come take a look. Given the texture, for whatever reason, I could just imagine a lot of little pieces of art along the way. To be fair, we are here a few days after the new renovation, so I'm sure they are going to add new things. They did do about a 6-month renovation. It's June 2026 right now. Over here is another seat, which is not that comfortable, but I guess good for work. Right behind me is a photo. I'm hoping they add more of these. I think it would just actually fit the whole Fisherman Wharf vibe really well. Right above me is a light which does not move even though it looks like it does. One big thing to note is that there are not that many lights and most of them are manual switches, so you have to go to each one to turn it on and off. Right behind it is a TV, which is pretty sizable, so this is a water bottle for comparison. Yeah, pretty large. I think that is a new TV. Coffee maker though has not been updated, so it is a pretty old one and not really the best, but it still works. And to be fair, San Francisco does have a lot of good coffee, so you might not want this coffee. At the moment, you do have these K-Cups, which are fine, but not great. For tea, you have Lipton as well as Rituals. Right beneath it is going to be the mini fridge. It is empty, so perfect if you're buying some drinks and bringing them back. Some more drawers over here, and they are empty. I'm not sure if they're gonna fill it up with stuff later on, but for now, it's just for storage. Coming over here, we have another example of a relatively empty wall and pretty bare looking, so I feel like they could put more mirrors or just something else. Even if we look at the front, it feels pretty bare. You have this one light, which is really nice, but that's it. Oh, also, in case you didn't realize, the max room rate here is almost $3,000 per day. So that's the maximum price they can charge. We are in room 354, which is a gigantic room, about 2, maybe 3 times the size of the standard ones. We do have a corner room which should have one of the best views, and let's take a look at what we have. This is a tree. Let's come in here to the bedroom. Start the view, the continuation of the tree, and we have a street view. So we are about 2 blocks from Fisherman's Wharf, so not the closest, nothing to really look at here, but it's fun. Pretty much a cityscape, and I guess you see some nice buses going by. Bigbus.com if you are doing the tourist route. This is the bedroom and what a normal room probably looks like. Let's do the bed test. It's okay. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not a cloud either. It's what you'd expect for Hyatt Centric. It feels passable, like you could fall asleep, but not the most comfortable. I do like the decor and design though, especially the accent light behind the bed frame and also the lights on the side. Note that there isn't a master switch, so these ones only turn off the back lights and you have to turn each light like we mentioned in the other room as well. Back here is a mirror which kind of reminds me of a lighthouse. More lights over here and also another TV. About the same size as the other one. Oh, one thing I really like is the furniture. So down here we have a nice drawer system. It's also pretty cool looking, so it's a curved one. It's not actually flat. So it has a little curvature here. I really haven't seen stuff like this. Very wavy design and it just fits the room. Ironically, I think the bedroom area is a lot more complete and done relative to the Pier suite side. So if you are visiting and you have a normal room, you're gonna be fine. Heading over to this side, one other update is the thermostat system, which is new. Over on this side, there's a JBL speaker and clock. Over here, we have the closet. So pretty nice looking, brassy vibes, giant mirrors. The closet itself is nice, but inside, I think they might end up renovating some items. So for example, the iron board looks like it could use an update. Maybe it's just me, but doesn't look like you'd expect it to look. I don't know, it could be improved a little bit. There also is a safe and an iron. Oh, also note that there are no lights here, so at nighttime, you either need to have your phone out or you need to keep the bathroom door open in order to see what's inside. Speaking of the bathroom, it's pretty standard, but it works. So you have a toilet seat over here, a sink over here, pretty nice marble, and it feels pretty good. I think this might also be updated because it looks pretty nice. And then you have accenting lighting around the mirror. It is one sink rather than two for a lot of suites you'd expect to, but yeah, it seems fine. Body lotion is from Be Kind, and same thing with the facial bar soap. This side of the bathroom, perfect and looks amazing. This side though needs a little update still. So for the most part, it's actually fine. I like the inside, the flooring is okay, it works. Up here, perfectly reasonable and also clean because there's no grime or anything on here. But I do feel like they need to update these products back here. Just doesn't really look the best. Even if they are keeping white label products, I feel like they could have better containers that just look less cheap and worn out. But the plastic has dents on it. Maybe I'm crazy, but oh, maybe that's just design. But anyway, it doesn't look nice. It looks a little cheap. Hair dryer is from Dry Bar. Overall solid room, whether you have a standard room or you end up getting upgraded to a suite. With that said, let's talk about how to book this and then check out the property. In terms of pricing, it can vary quite significantly. For a weekday in the summer, you might be looking at $250. For the weekend, it might edge up to $300 a night, so a bit more. During conferences though, the price skyrockets to north of $1,000 per night. This is the case for pretty much all hotels in San Francisco and most cities. The crazy thing is that these might be standard king or double bedrooms, it's not like they're suites. The benefit of points or free night certificates is when the retail price is inflated due to demand. If it's expensive and you need to be in the city, use points or perks from your cards and you're getting insane value. On a side note, if you want to learn about cards to get these points and you want to support the channel, we have links on the website asksebby.com and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, but otherwise it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Welcome to the updated and renovated gym. For the most part, still relatively the same, but some new equipment. Over here, you have a bunch of treads. Over here, we have spin. Another spin hiding back here, and right next to it are the ellipticals. It is a pretty cozy gym and definitely more cardio oriented, but there also is a weight corner. So over here are the free weights, and it goes up to 50 pounds. I don't think I can raise here. I'm gonna punch through the ceiling. So it just depends on what you're doing. Ceiling is a little bit lower. The weights aren't bad though, they're not grimy or anything, so I'm a fan. There also is a water station over here, but it's currently out of order. Overall, solid gym if you need a quick workout, but not a destination in and of itself. Let's jump to the pool. Welcome to the pool. It is a heated pool, which is nice. Currently it's June in San Francisco. Weather is a little bit weird because sometimes you'll have hot weeks and right now we have a cold week. You can still use the pool though because it is heated. Pretty warm. For the purpose of sunbathing though, you'd probably want to wait for a warmer day. Back here is going to be a hot tub. Unsurprisingly, it's a lot warmer. Oh, final note, there is a lot of art on the wall, and that always reminds me of a Pokeball. Getting the Pokeball. They also do provide towels outside. The pool is open from 8 AM till 9 PM. There's also self-serve laundry machines available that are coin operated, and it's wash and dry available. During our visit, it's $6 per load for wash and dry. The market's a 24-hour grab-and-go shop located in the lobby. The prices are pretty aggressive, so I don't think I would necessarily go here, but if you really want a snack, then go for it. And if you are Globalist, I think you are allowed to actually take some snacks when you check in. Or at least we were given the opportunity when we checked in, not sure if they were just being nice or if it was because we came in late or what was going on. If you are driving, valet parking is $55 plus tax per night. Depending on your status and if you're using points for your booking, it might be free. While you're in the city, I'd recommend either walking, using rideshare, or using e-bikes. For the last one, you do get a free hour, which is a nice way to try it. There's one restaurant on property called Brick and Beam, and sometimes called the Ward Room, depending on when you go. Breakfast is available from 6:30 AM until 10:30 AM, and it gets surprisingly busy. Menu prices are kind of what you expect, in about the $20 range for the mains. If you have global status, you're allowed one drink, one side, and one main, so quite a bit of food there. You can also eat here at night from Tuesday and Saturdays from 5:30 PM to 9:30 PM. The food didn't look that inspired though, so I'd probably go somewhere else for dinner since there are a lot of good options here. You're a pretty short walk from North Beach, which has a ton of great Italian food, and also pretty close to Chinatown as well, which has some great options. One of our favorites, which is at a bit of a premium, is going to be Palette, and it's Chinese food, and they have one of the best Peking ducks. Super well cut and prepared, and crispy skin. Okay, with that said, let's jump to breakfast. Alright, breakfast is here, and as a Globalist, you can select one main and one side, along with drinks, so we got coffee. Probably should have got a smoothie though. Mandy ended up getting the egg white omelet, and it looks pretty good. So let's give the omelet a try. Pretty standard but well done, so you can taste the butter as well. No complaints. I'd say it's about 3 eggs. It also comes with a side of tots. Not bad at all, pretty normal. For her side, she ended up getting smoked salmon, which looking at it is the right choice. Pretty decent amount. Pretty good, a bit salty, but it's smoked salmon, solid for what it is. It also does come with onions as well as cucumber on the side if you want garnishes, but relatively straightforward and simple. Mandy had 2 really good picks. For my side, I ended up going with bacon, which is 3 pieces. Pretty large pieces, but let's taste it. Pretty thick cut with a bit of sugar as well. It works, not the craziest, but it's better than I expected. For my main, I ended up getting a croissant sandwich, which has a bite out of it from Mandy. It includes egg, sliced sausage, as well as cheese. Also tomato at the bottom. I'm actually really digging this. I don't think it's healthy for you, but it's delicious. So the healthier option is probably Mandy's, but I would get this one again. It also comes with a side of tots. They're pretty normal, but a little dense for my taste. We also got some toast. Didn't order this. I'm not sure if it's part of the smoked salmon or if it's just a breakfast thing that they gave. Pretty standard, but let's take a bite anyways. Some good color. I was gonna say it's normal, but it is sourdough. I've had better sourdough, but if you've never had it before, it's a nice way to try it. They also provide butter and also a bunch of jams on the table. One of the benefits of the Hyatt Centric is that you're very close to the wharf and a lot of the tourist sites. One of the most famous ones is Boudin's. Let's go check it out. They're known for their sourdough breads, the most popular item being a clam chowder in sour bowl. Established 1849. They also do have a bunch of shapes for the bread, including bears and crocodiles. So as you see behind me, it's going to be right over there. A lot of seating here as well. I think it's just okay, but if you are visiting, might as well give it a try. So the soup bowl is one that I've done one time, and that's pretty much it. Towards the back, there's going to be a Ferris wheel, and this was actually in Golden Gate Park for the longest time, and then they moved it over here. It is a Monday right now, so relatively quieter compared to the weekend or a holiday. For something like 4th of July or any firework festival, this is going to be fully filled up. Once you get to Pier 39, I would keep to the left-hand side and then walk towards the back. You're going to get a pretty cool shot of some animals and also Alcatraz. What are those?
Seals.
Seals? Depending on time of day, there's going to be a bunch of sea lions.
Looks like you, hiding under to avoid everyone. Antisocial social club.
What?
In case you're curious, the sea lions have been at Pier 39 since 1989, after the Loma Prieta earthquake. Over time, they pretty much turned a working marina dock into their own lounge. The main draw is that the pier is protected from rough water and close to the food in the bay, and also relatively safe from predators. The population rises and falls based on season and migration patterns, but peaked at about 2,100 in 2024 when there was a strong anchovy year. Today you can watch them arf at each other all day or night since the docks are a haul-out spot, so a place to rest out of the water.
This is Pier 39 proper, and there's a bunch of shops, little restaurants, as well as amusement park rides. It is a lot emptier now. Again, it's a Monday, kind of showing it off right now while it's less busy. Restaurants here are also okay. Think funnel cakes, mostly skippable. I think there's significantly better restaurants in the rest of San Francisco. Welcome to the One King Bed Deluxe room at the Hyatt Centric at the Wharf in San Francisco. Let's check out the view. So not the most exciting view, more of an internal courtyard. The room itself though is pretty spacious and I'm kind of impressed even though it is a bit old. So at night it's a bit dark, but during the daytime it looks pretty nice. Over here is the bed, some art on the wall, so this is all Nautic themed and this is one of 3. This back area is pretty straightforward. I do like the lights though, reminds me of the lights by the water, so very Nautic themed as well. Over here is going to be a little, I think, couch / area to put your luggage. We haven't really figured that out, but it feels like it's going to be for sitting because it wouldn't need to be comfy otherwise. Over here's a TV, pretty standard for the most part, and in the drawers you have the mini fridge. We did end up putting our drinks from the market down here, and it's surprisingly cold, so it didn't feel like it, but it worked pretty well. Over on the other side is going to be the coffee maker, ice bucket, teas, and also the safe. Teas are from Bigelow, as well as Lipton. Coffee is from Rainforest Cafe.
No, it's not.
Coffee is generic from Rainforest Classic. Pretty standard stuff. I feel like they could update it to maybe branded versions. Spinning around over here, we have the deluxe part. We have a chair over here, which isn't bad, but not the most comfortable. So it's not too bad on the top, but the bottom is a bit weak, which makes me think it's been sat on a lot and probably needs to be reupholstered. Or recushioned, if that makes sense. Over here is the couch, which is surprisingly hard. It kind of reminds me of a normal bench with a little bit of padding on top. So definitely very different from other couches. I guess if you wanted to, you could sleep here. It's not bad if you don't mind a very firm bed. Yeah, if you have a player 3, then this might be the solution. This table does move if you are trying to do work or meetings and you want it in a different spot. So not a bad little section here. I actually don't mind it. As someone that likes to work on a couch, this isn't bad. Back here we have the closet. So there's iron as well as iron board, bunch of hangers over here, and storage space. Over here is the bathroom. So pretty straightforward for the most part. You have a giant sink, nice mirror, and tons of lights. Also a ton of little amenities, and body lotion is from Bekind, same with the soap. Lots of towels, and hair dryer is from Bionic. More art back here. Over here's a shower, which gets a little weird, mostly because this feels really small. It's a very small head, so I question the water pressure. Also, there is a fan or a circulation area right here that kind of blows towards you. It makes sense because you want to suck up moisture, but it feels weird that it's right next to the water. The body wash, conditioner, and shampoo are generic, so no branding. One thing I didn't notice but Mandy did was the carpeting. So down there you can see that it might actually need a little bit of love and maybe some repairs. I didn't notice it, but Mandy brought it up right away. Same thing over here in the middle. I'm not sure if this is a craftsmanship issue or what happened, but yeah, in the middle, didn't tell that there's a line. It's not a bad room by any means, it does the job, but it feels like it could use a little love. First up, we have the salad. This is the Radicchio XO salad, and the idea is that you have bold and memorable flavors. You have the choice of having it as a head or having them chop it up for you. We chose to chop it up. There's a ton of beet red juices and XO-based dressing that make for a pretty tasty and dramatic first course. If you are a messy eater, you might want to wear a bib or not wear white. A little sweet, a little sour, vinaigrette flavor, and there's also a nice, interesting crunch. Definitely one of the more unique salads I've ever had. Yeah, great way to wake up your taste buds before the meal. One final thing I want to note is that they do have pretty cool utensils, so this one looks like a bird's talons. Next up, we have the bread. These are the Parker House rolls, which are world famous and what a lot of people have told us are must-try items. Looks pretty good. Let's try it by itself first. A little buttery, and it tastes like a cloud. Adding a bit of their butter. So butter unlocks a lot of flavors. I think it's pretty hard to describe, but it's very full body. Even though it is good, I think I'd probably go for Radicchio since it's a bit more unique to me. Otherwise, good bread and good butter. Alright, the mains are here and they look pretty amazing. Starting off, we have the angular potato. It's just thinly sliced, reconstructed, and fried. So you pretty much end up with a ton of little slices, and it reminds me of chips with sauce. The outside's perfectly fried and has a nice crisp to it and lightness. Inside, it's not too starchy at all, and it's perfectly cooked. At the bottom, you have a very creamy sour cream, and it just ties it together really well. Probably the best potato dish I've had, and if you think about ingredients, relatively simple, it's just all about technique here. Next up, we have the lobster. So one really good thing is that they do fully open it up for you, even the claws, making it super easy to get. There's also the roe right in the middle. I know this isn't for everyone, but let's try the roe first. Nice and creamy and seasoned. Tons of umami to it and really good if it's your jam. Let's try the claw. Let's try it by itself first. Perfectly cooked, and I feel like there's a light layer of oil on top of it as well, and it brings out a lot of other seafood flavor. I think it's an olive oil. Let's try it with the sauce. That's an amazing sauce. Wow. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a very dense and creamy sauce from the look of it, but it's actually very kind of soupy and it works really well. Let's try it by itself. Tastes like lobster with a stock, bit of salt, and also tiny bit of zest. Works really well. Last step is trying it with the bread. Let's try it by itself first. Not bad, nice crunch on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside. Bread with the sauce. It's a perfect vehicle for the sauce and adds a bit of crunch to it as well. Last up, the final version is the bread, the sauce, and lobster at the same time. Cheers. It's the perfect bite. So definitely get the lobster, get the potato, and a salad. I would skip the Parker rolls, even though they're on everyone's list and they're kind of a must-get item. I feel like that one's okay, while the other ones are very unique. Obviously, depends on what you're looking for, but you can't go wrong. Let's also try the tail since I skipped that. Perfectly cooked, that citrus as well as the oil ties it together really well. Last up is with the sauce. That's such a good sauce. You have great ingredients, of course, but the technique is the interesting angle. Last up, we have dessert. First up, we have coconut sorbet. That's really good. To be fair, I also really like coconut, so it works really well.
Can you take notes and make it at home, Seb?
Will do. It's also very creamy as well, so not too light at all. Really good. Surprisingly thick and full body. Almost like an ice cream. The final item is soft serve. The caramel's pretty sweet and you have strong vanilla flavors. It ties together pretty well without being too overwhelming. You also have bits of crunch as well that adds a bit of texture. They're pretty much little Kikoya nibbits. I think I like the coconut sorbet better, but both are pretty good. I think the mains still win though and clear. These are just nice to have. This is one of the restaurants where I wouldn't feel bad about skipping dessert. It's good by all means, but nothing too crazy. Overall, solid meal and one I'd highly recommend if you are into seafood and if you're in the area. Okay, future Sebby here had a bit more of the caramel, and it's pretty unique. There's a lot of smokiness to it, so it is barbecue, and I'm a bit more impressed than I thought I would be. The initial bit is very sweet, but afterwards, there's a lot of nuance. A little smoky and a bit bitter, pretty unique. I'm gonna retract my statement, and I would probably try the ice cream, but maybe skip the sorbet. This restaurant has surprised me more than I thought.
Overall, I think this is a great option, especially if it's your first time in San Francisco and you're in tourist mode. You're at Fisherman's Wharf and within walking distance to a ton of nearby sites like Pier 39. North Beach and Chinatown are also walkable if you want to explore. The ferry building is a bit further, but a quick bike ride along the water to get to. This is also a good launch pad for Alcatraz and day trips to Sausalito. If you're sightseeing, this is one of the most well-situated hotels out there. With all of that said, let's rate the hotel in its bucket. Hyatt Centrics are not meant to be luxury hotels, but they are upscale lifestyle ones. Think modern boutiques that are highly walkable with locally inspired dining. I'm probably making enemies, but I'd put the hard product into B tier. The renovated rooms are solid, but the updated gym still looks a bit sad. The pool is probably the main highlight of the property, but the rest of it isn't great. Even walking into the hotel, it feels like an economic pick rather than upscale, and the lobby just doesn't bring any joy. Compare this to Hyatt Centrics around the world like the Milan one, and it's just a stark contrast. Again, these are supposed to be upscale boutique hotels, and other ones just do a better job of matching the brand guidelines. Hyatt Centric Ginza is one of the best examples of this, convenient location but still highly inspired lobby that actually feels fun and lively and not depressing. In terms of soft product, I'd put it into B+ or A- for its level. Pretty friendly service, and they're doing the best with what they're working with. I think this hotel is still worth a stay for the location and the value, but I've been in significantly nicer Hyatt Centrics in other cities. Let me know what you think though, and if I'm being a bit too harsh. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website asksebby.com and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a Ferris wheel emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and respond. 3 questions: what are your thoughts on the hotel? Any favorite activities when visiting San Francisco? Also, what other hotels do you like staying at in the city? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favor thumbs up, share this, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you on the road.